Hello everyone, welcome to the second game of the JTI. Who do we have playing right now? Ladies and gentlemen, we have in the top left, in yellow, Chad McClendon, the Protoss that knows how to shield his units, protect them, and he's able to get in there and really do some damage. Now, I'll get back to Chad and explain his playstyle just a little bit more in detail, but let's go to the bottom right, and we got the meanest dude here at the JTI, just the most vicious dude, the dude that wants to win it all. He wants to take first place. We got the man that breathes fire, spits hot game, Josh House, playing as the Blue Zerg. I'm going to refer to House as House, because, you know, that's what everyone calls him, or at least that's what people called them back in the day. You see, I went to high school with these individuals, so I know the competition. I know the ins and outs of their gameplay, their lifestyles, and I know just what they want to do by coming to the JTI this year. House wants to win the $60. I know that. He came to me. He told me that. Chad wants to do the same. I know Chad. He seems like a good guy. He's a dude that you think would be like, hey, I'm just going to come here, have a good time with my buddies, play a few games of StarCraft, drink a few beers, have some pizza, just hang out. But no, he came to win the $60, and he's not going to go home. He's not going to go home back to his wife and say, hey, honey, I went to go play StarCraft, and guess what, honey? you know, I went over there and I lost it. I lost the $60. I didn't even get second place. I didn't even get the $30. And then his wife's going to look at him and he's going to say, Chad, but what about did you at least get the 10? You know, we got to pay the bills, Chad. And he's going to be like, sorry, honey, you know, I didn't win the 10 either. So he doesn't want to go home and say that to his wife. All right. I'm going to say that right now. But let's get into the game. What is Chad doing? I played with Chad when I back in 2005, when I was at Texas Tech. And Chad was working at the local Target down the street. Chad was a great StarCraft player. He plays all races. He is not specific to a single race. And he's playing Protoss right now, a very strong race for beginners, but Chad is no slouch. He's played StarCraft in the past. House, on the other hand, you know, when StarCraft first came out back in middle school, you know, not back in middle school, but, you know, StarCraft is a little bit older than that. But in middle school, I played with House a little bit, not too much. And when we cast another House game, because I'm sure we're going to, I'll explain a little bit more in detail about some of the stories House had about that he told me about his guild days. But we're not going to get into that right now. House is doing exactly what he needs to do as a Zerg. He's going to build his natural expansion, get some drones over here mining, get a Vespian geyser going for some gas. You know, that's what a Zerg likes to do. Get the gas flowing so he can build hydras, mutas, ultralisks, you know, things that required gas. He's got a sunken colony up here. He's probably afraid that, you know, there might be a zealot coming in, which is pretty warranted because there is one zealot on the map. The zealot it's not going to expand right now. And it looks like Chad himself is worried about maybe some lings running by. And that's also warranted because look what House is going. He's going metabolic boost. What is that? AKA speedlings, ladies and gentlemen. Speedlings just busting into this base. And it looks like the lings are on the hunt. Sniffing out. Where's that Protoss? I don't smell any, like, shields. I don't smell a gateway over here. Where is he at? House is really looking for Chad at the moment, and he hasn't found Chad yet. And I don't think Chad has actually found House yet. So these guys are playing in the dark. It's a very interesting strategy from the both of them. Chad is doing what he needs to do, throw down photon cannons, because as soon as House finds Chad, it's going to be relentless, the attack that I believe House is going to put on Chad. House is known for his vicious attacks as a Zerg. You know, he doesn't take prisoners. When you say, hey, no rush 15, no rush 10, House is like, you know what, that's bullshit. I'm going in there with Zerglings, you know, 5 minutes in, and I'm going to rush you just because you insulted me. Look at this. House of Zergling has found Chad up here. He's viewing the base. He's really scoping it out. Is he going to be able to take this probe down? That's big right there, ladies and gentlemen. Taking down a probe with one Zergling, that is huge. This zealot needs to be on guard duty. He has failed his post, failed his command. His life wasn't for ire. You know, he was over here doing nothing. Nothing at all. So, 1 probe kill for 1 Zergling. That's just called value, people. That's what the hive mind wants. They want to kill. They want to trade a Ling for a probe. Because think about that. That's mining time. You know, that probe would have probably brought back, I don't know, probably 200 minerals for Chad. I don't know the exact ratio, but it's a lot. Look at House, man. He is just pumping his economy right now. House is doing a very good job. And I'm not saying Chad's not doing a good job. He might be coming over here to the right to expand over here, get a natural of his own, a sneaky base. He's not going to, or not a natural, but an expansion. This is his natural. He might be going for a sneaky base. And he definitely is. Look at that. That is so unusual for a Protoss to build in the top right corner. That is so sneaky from Chad. And it's very greedy, mind you. But if it pays off, it can be exactly like the Ben and Jake game was. I'm not going to say who had the sneaky base. I'm not going to say who did it in that, who was the winner of that game. So go watch game 1 if you haven't, ladies and gentlemen. Watch that game, study it, because those 2 players are definitely hot contenders for the first place, second place, or, you know, if worst case scenario happens upon them, 3rd place prize. But those 2, it was a great game. Are these Zerglings going to get run by on these cannons? Chad is building a cybernetics core, trying to get his dragoons out. I don't think this is enough Zerglings to take down these photon cannons. He's trying to go for this pylon here. I don't think he's going to get it down, especially with 2 zealots on the field. Wow. Chad was able to defend that very, very well. I feel like if House went over here and just sat in the probe line, he might have been able to take down all these probes, or at least the majority of them, which would have hampered or hindered Chad immensely. But that was an interesting attack. If anything, House got very valuable scouting information, saw that the cybernetics core was coming up, saw that he was still on 1 gateway, which means that he's not producing a lot of units right now. House currently has 2 hatcheries to produce from. Zerglings at the mass. Look at this. He's working on Hydralisk's speed. And he's also working on +1 attack for his melee units, i.e. Zerglings, i.e. Ultralisks. So he might be thinking late game here. And he's also producing Hydralisks, which are just such a great unit, especially when you want to bust down cannons. He's even scaring Chad enough for Chad to build a 4th cannon up here by his base. But look at it. I can't stress enough. We're going to get to this attack that House is planning in just a second. But I can't stress enough how good this base is for Chad. All right, so House is doing what he needs to do. Positioning his units right outside of Chad's natural right here. And he's going to run these Zerglings up the ramp. But look at Chad. He is being so good. This is exactly what Chad needs to do in this scenario. But I don't think this photon cannon is going to finish in time. That is a lot of Zerglings. Ladies and gentlemen, can these zealots protect the base? They need to pull back here for the protection of their photon cannon. And it looks like House read my mind. He's going right into Chad's mineral line. Is he going to be able to kill all these probes? It's going to be devastating if he can put down this nexus, kill these probes. And that's exactly what he is doing. I think the Zerglings are getting a little distracted on these zealots. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that. The zealots are like, hey bro, I'm right here. Attack me. Don't attack the bigger man. What are you, chicken? Attack me. But the Zerglings are like, nah, I'm gonna go for this pylon over here. Supply blocking. But what little does House know is that my boy Chad has a totally different base up in the top right. And he's just sending all his units at this well-fortified base in the top left. Chad is being so sneaky, you guys. I believe that, honestly, I think that House currently is playing standard, currently has the better army composition, has the better upgrades on his Lings. But Chad, don't count that boy out, man. Don't count that boy out. Because, well, his base might not look technically innovative or anything of that nature. It's not that impressive. When you run into your house, it's like, oh my god, look at this. He's got 4 zealots. 3 or 4 zealots here, a few photon cannons. I can take that out easily with a Hydralisk army. It doesn't look like Chad has much. But boom, baby. Chad has a lot. Well, he's got another mining base over here in the top right. Look at that. Chad is just... What can I give an animal? What's an animal that's smart, sneaky, clever? What is that animal? I want to say, you know what that animal is? And it's not an insult. It's a weasel. A weasel it gets a bad rap, and that's exactly what Chad is getting right now. You know, he's getting a bad rap from House. House is running in there and saying, look at this guy, you know, slender, small, scurrying around on the ground, pathetic, weak. But Chad, it doesn't matter. He's using that to his advantage. He's like, okay, I'm small, sleek, and I'm very cylindrical. I'm going to weasel my way over here. You know, he doesn't care. He's proud to be a weasel. You know, well, why not? Weasels are a very interesting unit. You ever heard of like a weasel in a chicken coop? They're deadly, man. They're going to get all your chickens. Look at this. One Dragoon on the high ground. These Zerglings, House is very persistent from going to these pylons. Taking down a pylon depowers these photon cannons. And that's a lot. That's a lot of waste resource right now. House was able to kill 4 Zealots. 1 Dragoon. What is that? That's about, you know, 500 minerals plus 50 gas. Plus 2 photon cannons. 300 minerals, that's 900, plus a pylon, 1,000 minerals, 1,100 minerals down. That's called value, baby. And House is attacking in here with brutal, with no regret. That's what I'm saying, man. He's a fiery player. He's on fire, and he's going straight. You know, I thought he was going for the probe line, but he's not. He's going to take down maybe another pylon. He loves taking down pylons, but it's not going to be enough. These photon cannons are way too spread. Chad has them placed in very, very good positions. Very interesting positions. And it is an unusual placement of photon cannons, but it has proven to be very effective. House hasn't been able to get in here and lay that finishing blow that he oh so desperately wants to place upon Chad's head. What is Chad building over here? Dare I say another gateway? That's 4 gateways from Chad. 1, 2, 3, 4 gateways. 2 photon cannons here protecting this. 2 Zealots coming down here to reinforce the main base. I still don't know if Chad knows where House is. You know? I still think he hasn't scouted House. Right now, he's just playing Chad's game. You know what Chad's game is? Chad's game is, he invites House over and says, hey, come over here. Come over to my house, because what we're going to do is we're going to have a little bit of a gathering. You know, we're going to eat what I want to eat. Oh, what? You don't like roast beef sandwiches? You don't like pickled eggs? You know, this is my house, bro. You're in my house and you're going to play by my rules. And that's what he's doing. He doesn't need to scout out. He doesn't need to see what House's house looks like, because he's playing in his house, baby. And another Zergling fleet coming in here. House is so persistent with killing these pylons. But these Zealots are doing so much damage to these Zerglings, I don't think it's worth it. Because look, Chad has learned that House is attacking these pylons. So what does Chad do? Builds a second pylon to generate these photon cannons. Genius. But these Zealots don't know what to do. They're confused. They're like, you know what, Frank's got the ramp, but Frank doesn't have the ramp. But these Hydralisks sitting right here, I believe they miss 50% of the time hitting up to this photon cannon, hitting up to these Zealots. You never want to attack down here because you're missing 50% of the shots you take. But you know, if you're not up here attacking, guess what, guys? You're missing 100% of the shots you don't take. 100% of the shots. But, you know, it could be, you can weigh the pros and cons there. Is it worth it to sit here and take 100% of the damage from Zealots, photon cannons, and Dragoons sitting right here and missing 50% of your shots? Is it really worth it? I'm not exactly sure. But I can say this for certainty. Chad does not want these Hydralisks and the Zerglings coming up this ramp. This is a great wall in from Chad right here, putting many pylons down, making sure that these photon cannons are going to be well generated. Good luck, House, taking down these photon cannons. It looks like Chad is going out, getting a little scout out. Says, hey, Bob, why don't you go out there and check to see what's going on? And Bob's like, no, okay, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And Bob's dead. They don't care about Bob, you know. Sat by the water cooler too long, didn't really do his work, didn't contribute. How do we let Bob go without? And Chad got his guys together. He's like, how do we let Bob go without, you know, giving him a severance package? One of his zealots was like, hey, you know, why don't we just send him out for a scout? You know, say that he's being useful to ire. And then he's like, oh, that's a great idea, because once he's dead, we don't have to pay him that severance. Unfortunately, the Dragoon walked into the meeting and said, hey guys, you know, he's got life insurance. He was like, hey, we're not the life insurance policy. We don't have to pay that. But look at these Hydras. This might be enough to push in here. Maybe not. I don't know. This is going to be very difficult. Chad has a very, very good army. Very good base defense. And I think House is like, you know what, screw that. I got this guy just completely walled off. He doesn't have a natural. He doesn't have any expansions that I know of. But there is an expansion up here in the top right. Producing Dragoons. And House hasn't even scouted it. That's the thing, guys. You got to scout these things out. If you want to win the game, scout. Zergling up here. Send a Zergling in this fog of war. Send a Zergling down here. Send a Zergling over here. Send an Overlord over here in this dark subspot. You know, it's going to be very good. But look at this. This is another great unit. The Lurker. It's let's say we can consider that the siege tank of the Zerg army. That's what I like to call them, the siege tank of the Zerg army. The Lurker is a very great unit, very valuable to the Zerg. And the only problem is I don't think these Lurkers are going to be able to break this contain right here. What can break this contain? Zerglings under Dark Swarm. That is going to be delicious. If you can get some Zerglings and maybe a few Ultralisks and some Lurkers under here with some Dark Swarms. Dark Swarms negates cannons, negates Dragoons. The only thing that's going to be able to stop them are these Zealots, and there's only 3 of them. Hydralisks, not so great under Dark Swarm. Kind of good under Dark Swarm if you're fighting like carriers. You can stick your Hydralisks under Dark Swarm, and the carriers can't really attack the Hydralisks. Dark Swarm just makes every Zerg unit 5 times better. I promise you, 5 times better. The only detriment is you put a Dark Swarm down. The only bad thing, you put a Dark Swarm down, have a High Templar there, Storm on the Dark Swarm. You know, have a Reaver here, Scarab on the Dark Swarm. Just explodes everything that's under the Dark Swarm. But it's still just a great... It forces the Protoss player to build those units, Reavers, High Templar, that, you know, he doesn't really want to go. He just wants to go Dragoons and Zealots, if he can help it. Dragoons and Zealots. Easy attack. Look at these. Look at these mutants. It looks like House is going a little bit of everything. A little bit of a smorgasbord of Zerg units. Zerglings, Hydras, Mutas, Lurkers. What's he going to do with these Mutalisks? Is he going to fly them around? Maybe attack the main base here? Take out some of these probes? I don't think the probes are in position to really, or the Dragoons or these cannons are really in position to defend this. But this is what's great about Mutalisks, guys. They can attack the high ground without that 50% miss from being on the low ground. However, the bad thing about Mutalisks is they don't do a lot of damage, and they're kind of squishy themselves. They don't have a lot of health. 120 health, 10 damage. You know, not that impressive in the big scheme of things. Oh, let me move this up here. Sorry about that. You know, there's another Zealot going out for retirement, 2 days from retirement. You know what? He's got a great pension. How about we just send him out, take care of him? Chad's sending more of his units out here just to scout what's going on, but I'm not sure if he knows that there's Lurkers buried here. That means that Chad needs to get an observatory. Has Chad opted to get one? I don't see a robotics support bay down, or robotics, what is that called? A robotics facility? Robotics facility down, which means that he can't get an observatory, which means that these Dragoons are just dying to the Lurkers. Look at these Lurkers. How many kills do they have on them? 3 kills. 3 kills. 3 kills, 1 kill. Ooh, man, that's just called value. And look at the upgrades on House. 2-2, 2-2. What are the upgrades on Chad? He's got +1 on attack. That means that these Zerg units are very well upgraded and these Zerg units are very powerful when they get upgraded. Let's see if House does a scout. He's like, maybe there's something up here that I need to be worried about. No. He's like, okay, well, let me see if I can go back and let's harass this back base over here. Is he going to do that? I'm putting words in House's mouth. I don't want to do that for him. I don't want to make a strategy that he's not going to do. In this time, House could actually expand and quite possibly... Is he... Whoa. Oh my god. Is he... No way. You know what I think House is going to try to do? I think he's going to try to get a Greater Spire and get some Guardians. How nasty would that be if you can get some Guardians over here just doing tons of damage? Dark Templar. Oh yeah, Chad's going DTs of his own. He's saying, if you got lurkers at my front, bro, I'm going to do something that you're not going to like. I'm going to go DTs. Good luck getting an Overlord over here in time before your whole army gets destroyed. Photon cannons down. Photon cannons down. Chad knows something's going down. He knows that House is thirsty. He knows that House wants blood. Let's see. Okay, so House isn't going to wait for this Guardian. He's going to go straight in. If he attacks this mineral line, it's going to be pretty bad. It looks like Chad is going to move back, get these Dragoons working for him. But look, his own Zealots and DTs are working against him. I don't think this is enough Mutalisks to take down this army of Dragoons, personally, because these Dragoons do 20 damage per shot, 22 damage. And these, like I said, these Mutalisks only do 10 per shot. Man, this is kind of a stalemate right here, guys. It's a back and forth. And I kind of want to tell you what House is telling me about the guild, but I want to save it for a different for the later game. I've already given a lot of facts about House. I've already given a lot of facts about Chad. I want to save some of that juicy stuff for a few later games that these guys are going to be in. Because these guys, Chad might lose or House might lose, but either or, they're going to go to the loser's bracket, try to work their way back up. They're not out of it if they lose this game. They have a chance to redeem themselves. They have a chance to come back from this if they do lose. If I were to say who's currently in the lead, it's really difficult to say. Without an observer, I think that House currently has Chad licked. Not licked, but kind of well contained. He can't really move out without losing a substantial amount of his army. So he's kind of forced to stay and just bunker in. However, House has not found this base yet. This base has just been worth its weight in gold over here. Let me get a sip of milk real fast. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Greater Spire, the place where Guardians are made, the place where Devourers are made. These Mutalisks are going to come over here. I'm going to love to see these guys turn into Guardians. You can see that House doesn't have a lot of gas. Not a lot, but enough for one Guardian. I'm sure if you can get some more gas going, maybe expand somewhere else, he can get more gas, more Guardians. He has a ton of minerals. My recommendation, oh, look at this. Dark Templar. Let's see how many kills this Dark Templar can rack up. Absolutely none, because he just walks past the guards. I bet you, I still think that Chad still hasn't scouted where House is. I don't think he knows that House is in the bottom right. And that's why he's checking down here in the bottom left. Just to see, hey, where exactly is my opponent, Maybe it is time for me to go to someone else's house and eat dinner at their house, Why is Josh House always eating in my kitchen? It's time for him to cook me a steak. So I think that's what Chad's doing right now. 3 Guardians out on the field. And this could be absolutely devastating. Starport coming up. Maybe Corsair, maybe Scout. We'll see. But this could be absolutely devastating right here. These Guardians have such great range. And look at that. Guardians coming in. I don't know if Chad has anything that can deal with this. Even Corsairs are going to be very difficult. What is this? Oh my god. Are we going to see mind control from Chad? That would be amazing if we can get a mind control on some of these, I don't know, maybe some of these lurkers. That would be pretty awesome. But look at this. Overlord in here, just to detect some of these DTs. Maybe these Guardians can snipe those DTs. I think House has enough to build a few more Guardians, but maybe he's just waiting it out. More Mutalisks in production, more Overlords in production. Look how many. Look at the unit count. Chad currently has 151 Protoss units, but he has nothing that can take out these Guardians. They're just wreaking havoc on his army. This is a very tough position to be in for the Protoss. Because look at this. The Protoss can't. They can't come over here and get on this terrain because it's not transversible. Is transversible a word that I'm looking for? You guys know what I'm talking about. It looks like 4 more Guardians coming in for House. He's saying, you know what? Screw these Mutalisks. I don't need them. They're useless to me. They're fodder. Get them out of here. They're going to absorb some shots from my Guardians. 4 Guardians coming in, and it's going to be very difficult. I think that DT's gone, so I think Chad was able to scout in here and see this guy has 1 kill, so I think this guy killed the DT. I'm sorry for missing that, guys. But look, Chad knows where House is, and he's going to send a lot of Dragoons in here. He's going to say, hey, and I think these Mutalisks are going to get caught by these Dragoons. Let's take a look. Oh, yes, they are. 8 moved into these Dragoons, and House is like, what the hell? He's going to have to move this giant army down here. But these Guardians are doing a number on Chad. He's going to, look, there he goes. These units are like, holy crap. How did these Dragoons get past me? I had them all walled off. How is this possible? Let's see what this army is going to do. And then we'll get back to seeing what those Guardians, the damage these Guardians have inflicted upon Chad's base. I think these Dragoons are going to fall. This is a lot of Zerglings. This is a lot of Mutalisks and a few Hyperlisks. But Chad has even more Dragoons coming down. Where are these Dragoons coming from? There's a ton of them. More Dragoons piling in to House's base. House is mined out on his natural. House is almost mined out on his main base. Look at this. Hydralisks and Dragoons trading blows. These Dragoons are doing so much damage, even though that these Hydralisks and Dragoons are fully upgraded. Let's take a look at the damage that these Guardians did on Chad's base. Chad's base is very... Guys, it's not even that damaged. Not that damaged at all, actually. It looks really, really good. Very impressive. But 4 more Guardians coming in. Lurkers doing what they do best. Being sneaky and killing off Chad's army. I still don't see a robotics facility for Chad. That means that he still doesn't have an observatory. That means it's going to be hard. I mean, he can move these guys away from these Lurkers. Sure. But all his units are going to take damage going through here. So we got 81 supply for the Protoss, 79 supply for the Zerg. You never want to be, as a Zerg, you never want to be even bases with a Protoss, which House is currently even bases. But Chad is mined out of his main base, still got minerals in his natural. I think he's sending some probes around, maybe trying to sniff around for some more minerals. Where the minerals at, baby? I need the minerals. Oh, this guy's going to die. Is he? Okay, he's going to die. This guy's going to pop. This probe's like, holy hell, man. He's like, there's some stuff going down. I'm going to go over here, mosey on down, maybe get a base over here. These Guardians have been very interesting. I'm not sure if they're quote-unquote effective, but they're definitely causing a little bit of a headache for Chad. Chad researched mind control, but I don't see any Dark Archons out on the field. Could be interesting if we get some mind controls on these Guardians. We actually maybe push out with them. Mind control on Guardians might not be the best thing that he could do in his time, money, and resources, but, you know. I still don't think that House knows about this base. And look, our pro friend made it over here safe and sound. Made it through Lurkers, saw his buddy die down there, made it through Guardians and Mutalisks up here. What a freaking champion this little dude is. Guardians are just harassing. How many kills do these Guardians have? Let's check. 10 kills, 3 kills, 0 kills. What a failure. What a loser this one is. That is pathetic. My microphone keeps falling down, guys. Let me fasten it up a little bit. There we go. Maybe you guys can hear me better. It was like sinking down inside my keyboard, which is kind of annoying. But it's been fixed. Guardians attacking in. They're going to take down the Templar archives here, maybe. You know, House has a very great contain going on Chad. And I don't think Chad has very many answers. These scouts would be very good units. He's building scouts. It's very, very good against the air. He's building units over here. 1-1 upgrade. Still needs to upgrade that armor, but the shield affects all Protoss units, so that's very good. Affects the scouts. See, they got their 1 here. Chad's actually upgraded. He's actually opted to go for upgrades on his air units, even though he doesn't really have that many air units. Very, very interesting strategy. Oh yeah, kill that Guardian, boys. Kill that Guardian. Poor Guardian. Let's see what these scouts can do. They're very good against air, but there's not very many of them. So we'll see what happens. Remember, Mutalists don't do a ton of damage, so Chad is doing exactly what he needs to do. Taking down the Guardian. He's just trading the Guardians, the scouts for the Guardians. I'm not sure how cost efficient that is. I think Mutalists are 100 minerals, 100 gas. And I don't know what it is for Guardians. I think maybe another 100, so 200, 200, and Scouts are pretty expensive. I want to say Scouts are, I'm going to make a number up, around 200, maybe even 225 minerals and 100, 150 gas, something like that. So that's an expensive unit. You don't really want to be throwing those away. Maybe if they were supplemented with some Dragoon Fire, if Chad can get over here, shoot the Mutalists, and then kind of pull back a little bit and let the Dragoons do a little bit of damage. Kind of subsidize that a little bit. It looks like more scouts are coming up. Both these guys are kind of gas starved at the moment. Dragoons coming in from the flank. From the flank. Oh, this is going to be very interesting. He's going to pincer this. Chad has the strategy. He's a mastermind. He's a big brain, ladies and gentlemen. Going in for the sandwich. What are these guys going to do? They can't go anywhere. They're getting sandwiched by Chad's units. Is the Zerg down here going to be able to assist in helping his brethren? But it doesn't look like it. These guys are just chilling back here saying, hey boys, you guys got it. Don't worry about it. We're cool back here. They're going to lose all his mutas, all his guardians to this Dragoon army. But it looks like, you know, the House is getting impatient. He's like, you know what? I'm done with it. I'm sick of it. I know you got nothing, boy. This is your only mining base. I know it. I haven't scouted anywhere else, but I know it in my heart of hearts. And look how much damage he's doing. He was able to break up the ramp, kill the photon cannons. But Chad still has, he has Dragoons and he has a Dark Templar here. And those Dark Templar are going to be a headache for House to deal with. A freaking mind-boggling headache, ladies and gentlemen. This Dark Templar, once he gets activated here in a second, once he starts pulling this aggro, which, what is this guy on hold position? There we go. Now he's going to start getting his swipey kills on people. These Zerglings are going to be so ineffective, but look at the stream of Zerglings coming in this base. One Guardian doing damage. How's this like, you know, this is my time. This is my time to attack with everything. Even the drones. Even the drones are coming in here. And I told you guys, I mean, check and move through these lurkers, but they're all going to die. These drones are like, hey, get killed by my lurker. Did this guy get a kill? Who got a kill? These lurkers have been, man, they've been worth their weight in gold, man. But look, oh my god, he's just sending everything. He's sending the kitchen sink at him. You could use these probes to expand House. Don't do it, man. You can use each of these probes to get another expansion. You got this in the bag, baby, but you're not, this isn't the play, I don't think, guys. I don't think this is what House really wants to be doing. It's coming in here with these Zerglings, doing a ton of damage to the Stargate. But that's it. I don't know if he has anything else. Is it going to be over? Is House going to call GG right here? He doesn't have anything to defend. He's not producing Zerglings. He's confused as to like, hey, what is going on? That's going to kill a lot of pros. This pro's going to die. He's going to be like, I'm coming. Oh, with the Juke Master. Juke Master going down, baby. Go. Oh my god, is this probe going to make it? Wow. That probe was going to die. Is there anything that's going to take him out? Oh my god, is that Zerg? He made it. He made it. He's going to join his other probe brethren. That is an amazing feat that probe did. These Zerglings are like, these Mutalists are like, no, I'm not going to be a Guardian. I'm just going to kill this. I'm just going to man up. I'm just going to kill that Dragoon, take him down, turn him into blue goo. And look at this. Look what's happening down here. Chad is coming into this base, and House doesn't have anything to defend against it. He can build Zerglings, he can produce Zerglings, but he doesn't want to. He's like, you know what? We're gonna trade bases. I'm gonna use my lurkers, my 2 mutas. I'm gonna take down your base. You could try to take down my base. I got 2 Sunkens. What do you think you're gonna do with 6 Dragoons, 5 Dragoons? You think you could take my base out with that? Or maybe he's gonna GG right here. I can't tell. It's interesting. He's building Zerglings. Zerglings may be enough. He's defending with drones. This is a desperation attack. I don't know if House has enough to defend against this, especially with 4 more Dragoons coming in here. Chad is completely mineral starved at this point. This has to be the finishing blow. I don't know if Chad can do it. Look at this. He has no minerals to produce anything else. So if Chad can't kill House right here, then it might be over for him, because House can produce just Zerglings. Just Zerglings. And some drones. Maybe he can expand a little bit. House, where are you going, man? You got this, House. You got this in the bag, sir. Chad has no minerals. He has no army. What's going to happen? It's kind of like I'm on the edge of my seat. This is another interesting game. Another great game. Guys, I don't know who to put my money on. I would lose money on this game. Look at that. Chad has no resources. All his probes are mining Vespian gas. He can't produce anything else. If House can come in here, sit this lurker down right here, and just maybe grab another expansion somewhere else, this game could go on for another 2 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, this is back and forth. This is all of Chad's army. Can Chad do it, though? Guardians. 2 Guardians defending. 1 lurker on the high ground here, making it really hard for additional units to come in here and take down this base. I mean, look at the resources that House has available to him. You know, he could grab another expansion somewhere else. Chad can't really afford that. He will need to long distance mine somewhere. Look at him micro these Dragoons like a pro, like a professional. It's not going to be enough for that. Guardians are going to take that down. More Dragoons coming down here, flooding down. This has been such a great game. Each one of these JTI games has been so close. I'm not sure who's going to win here, because Chad needs the long distance mine with his probes. And House, you know, he has enough money to build another base. There goes the Dragoon. There goes the Guardians. 3 Dragoons left. 1 lurker on the high ground. Isn't it? A GG has been called from House. GG has been called from House. But look at all the money that he still has available. It is over. Another great JTI game played by these 2 individuals. GG has been called. Chad moves on to the winner bracket. House goes down to the loser bracket, but he is not out of it yet. He's going to go to the loser's bracket, but he's going to play again. Like I said, he's in it for the $60. He didn't come here to eat pizza. He didn't come here to drink beer. He came in here to win. He came here to win. So he's not out of it yet, ladies and gentlemen. He's still got it in the bag. I think these players are going to play it out a little bit, talk it out amongst themselves, say, hey, you know, you played a great game. You did good, House, but, you know, I'm Chad, clearly the better player here. Thanks for playing. Get out, because I'm moving on to the winner's bracket. This was game 2 of the first ever JTI. Thank you guys so much for viewing. I'm going to move to the 3rd game, and I forget who is playing in that game. I think it might have been, I'm not sure. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. But tune into that game. It's going to be another great one, and I hope to see you again in another JTI match. Take it easy, ladies and gentlemen.